Hi, welcome back to Half of Heidi, or welcome in general if this is the first time you've stopped by my channel. It has been ages since I've filmed and uploaded a video, and for no other reason than life is really busy. Work has been really hectic. Yeah, I've just been a bit slack in terms of recording videos, so I apologize about that. So I'm here because it's actually my 9-month post-op anniversary today, so 39 weeks, 9 months, and I just thought it seemed to be a reason, a milestone enough to pull my finger out basically and record a video and give a bit of an update as to where I'm at, and also because I know we all love them so much, do an updated skin flick so you can see where my skin is, if that helps you on your journey in terms of what to expect. And again, I mean, everyone's different, right? Everybody's got different skin elasticity in terms of how well it bounces back. I've never had children, so I'm a little bit fortunate in that I haven't got the pregnancy tummy, post-pregnancy tummy, post-baby tummy. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. However, I'm not fortunate because I don't have kids and I would love kids. Anyway, so let me give you my stats. So my highest weight, which was in October 2016, was 191.7 kilograms or 422.6 pounds. On the day of surgery, which was the 8th of November 2016, I weighed 179.9 kilograms or 396.6 pounds. And by the way, I am 5'8". And I think for the longest time I've been saying 5'8" or thereabouts because I haven't actually measured my height for years. Anyway, I finally got around to measuring my height, and I was actually 2 centimeters taller than I'd originally thought. I don't know why I'm telling you this, it's not interesting at all, but for the metric people out there, I'm 173 centimeters. Boring, sorry. Anyway, so today I weigh 101.4 kilograms, which is 223.5 pounds. So since the operation in the 9 months or 39 weeks, I've lost 78.5 kilograms, which is 173.06 pounds, very specific. All up in, including the 4-week pre-op diet that I did, I've lost 90.3 kilograms, which is 199.1 pounds. So I kind of wish I could have come in at my 9-month update saying I'd lost 200 pounds, but man, I'm close. My next, and obviously in terms of like metric, I weigh 101.4 kilograms and I really can't wait to get under 100 kilograms. So I've got a couple of milestones coming up that I'm just, really excited about. So yeah, getting under 100, losing over 200 pounds, and then in about 5 kilograms-ish, maybe 6, I don't know, I haven't done the maths, I will actually have halved my body weight, so my Half of Heidi channel name will actually make sense for a week. I do eventually want to lose more than half my body weight, but I'll still celebrate that milestone when it eventually comes. So in terms of like where I'm at, being 9 months post-op, I still have really full-on restriction in terms of how much I can eat. I still find that the density of the food makes a really big difference as to how much I can get in. So if it's a soup, I can have like a whole cup of soup. Then if you get into like the minces and things like that, I can have maybe, half a cup, sometimes 3/4. Gosh, it really varies day to day. It's amazing. But the more dense the protein-based food, because I'm still eating protein-based food. So if we're talking, chicken or a piece of steak and that kind of stuff, then it gets smaller and smaller as to how much that I can fit in. I've actually, interestingly, been having more problems the further I am from my surgery with bringing food back up again. I'm not sure whether that's because I'm trying to eat more than I technically should from the restriction front, or it really does vary so much day to day that the size of the dinner that I was able to have last night is suddenly too much the next day and I bring it up. I'm so sorry if this is too much information. But I don't know, it's good to maybe know if you're interested that 9 months post-op I'm still haven't figured out how much I can really eat on any given day. The only thing I'm ever sure of is that the soups are still the most easy to eat, and if I'm feeling particularly just yuck in the tummy for whatever reason, I do tend to lean towards soup. Fun fact, actually not fun at all, really boring, social gatherings post-op are really hard because people will spend a few hours at a restaurant and you've finished your meal in like a minute. So it is awkward, especially if you're with people who don't realise you've had the surgery. So I definitely order soup as much as I possibly can and then eat it super, anyway, sorry, corny. I eat it super slowly to try to make it seem like I'm eating at the same pace as everybody else in their huge meals, if that makes any sense. But yeah, even that has, I wouldn't say backfired, but hasn't worked exactly to plan before when I can't even finish the size of the soup that is served to me, and people that can't, people show concern for you, that you're their friend and family member or colleague or whatever, and they ask you if you're okay, and you're like, yeah, I just have a really small appetite today. So yeah, that's, oh, I've got like hair all over me. Still losing hair, that's another thing that's happening. I'd say it's definitely slowed down though. It probably slowed down within the last month. I think, and I'm just looking in my display thingy, I think some of this, actually I know I've got regrowth, like, I don't know if you can see this, but I've got all this short little baby hair regrowth. Which is good because this was becoming a very big bald spot. Well, not bald, but thinning. So I'm very happy for that to be growing back. And I'm still collecting my hairballs. If anybody remembers that I used to do that, I'm still doing it. Weirdo. And I'm driving my husband crazy because he does most of the vacuuming. So he has to vacuum up not just the dog's hair, but all of my hair, which I leave scattered throughout the house. So I feel a bit guilty in that regard. Yeah. So exercise. Exercise is going great. And it's from having lost so much weight. It's just, exercise is so much easier. And much more enjoyable because I'm not spending the whole time completely out of breath and having my limbs aching and my ankles sore and back killing me and all that kind of stuff. And it means that I'm actually so much more mentally present in the moment and enjoying my surroundings more rather than thinking about, oh my God, that, I'm going to keel over any second now. So it's, it's really, really nice. And last night, I went for a walk and I don't know, I was just feeling really comfortable. Like it didn't feel very strenuous, the walking. And I thought, I wonder how close I am to being able to jog because I haven't run in decades. I think the one time I ran was when I was chasing my dog who got off her lead, and I was chasing her. I think that was the only time, and I literally nearly died, and I never caught up to her. Somebody else caught her, thank God. But anyway, beside the point, I'm very chatty. But anyway, so I did a little jog. Now, when I say a little jog, I literally mean a little jog. It was like 100 meters or something like that. And it was such a strange sensation. Like my legs felt like lead. It was so weird considering how much I used to run before I had gained weight. It's like I need to learn how to run again. and I obviously need to build up whatever muscles are required to maintain that momentum. So yeah, I'm not going to say I've got any ambition to become an avid runner again. But I think I would like to know that I could run in an emergency situation. When I used to run just around the local neighborhood, I used to pretend I was being chased by killer bees and that I couldn't stop because then the bees would get me. That was my my mentality, to keep going and push past the pain barrier and the first wall that you get from a lactic acid buildup and all that kind of stuff. So now I just think back to that and think, actually, yeah, if there was an emergency situation, I would like to know that I could run at the moment. I would be killed by the killer bees, I think, if they chased me for more than 100 meters. Anyway, so the other thing, what have I done? I talked food. Liquids are great, actually. I can gulp liquids now, which is just awesome, because that sip thing was just killer. I still can't really stomach just plain water, so I am drinking a lot of sugar-free iced tea and diet ginger beer that I've flattened, and that's probably on. There's also a really good brand. I don't know if you're in Australia or if you can get it internationally, I'm not sure, but there's a brand called Waterfords, which is in the soft drink aisle, mixer drinks, soda pop, I don't know, whatever you call it in your country. Yeah, Waterfords, and it's called Diet Lemon Lime and Bitters, and it is really good. It tastes just like lemon lime and bitters, but no sugar. So yeah, it's really nice. I was talking to someone, like a work colleague or something or other, last week, and they were basically giving me shit for all of the diet drinks that I consume, because they've got chemical sweeteners in them, and you know how, you know, scientifically, while they may not, you know, cause you to gain weight, they're just not very good for you. Anyway, so I basically did and being morbidly obese is probably worse, so I will continue to drink diet drinks. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was probably a bit of a smart ass in that conversation, probably didn't win me any friends, but I'm sure you all know what it's like when people who are not intimate with your life try to give you advice. You just really want to tell them to F off, because yeah, seriously, piss off. If you happen to be watching this and you're a work colleague, piss off. Yeah. Anyway, calories. How many calories? How many calories am I currently consuming? I'd say still probably up to 500 calories a day, if that. And again, it's driven by, you know, super restriction, lack of hunger, and avoiding, you know, carbs and foods with sugars and things like that. Well, sugars are carbs, but you know what I mean. And avoiding liquid calories. So I'm not drinking, I don't know, I'm not actually having like that much soup. I make it sound like I eat soup all the time. But yeah, I'm not having, you know, high energy drinks or anything like that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sorry, I've got an itchy leg. It's not my bum. Oh, and meanwhile, check out the preview of the skin flick. Yes, so yeah, still probably, I'm so out of practice I can't speak in this video. So yeah, probably still 500 or less calories. And I have had some criticism from people in terms of saying that I'm not eating enough. I wish people understood that we are all so different. And some people, like me, have got incredibly slow metabolisms, and my body manages to survive just fine on fewer calories. I don't get dizzy, I don't feel faint, I don't feel weak or anything like that. My weight loss is quite stable. It's not dropping off me faster than somebody who is consuming 1,000 or 1,200 calories a day. My body is just doing what it's done my entire life, and the reason I, easily put on weight was because my body can survive on fewer calories than the average person. And just like I'm at that lower end of the range where I don't need as many calories, there are other people who need heaps more calories than I do, because they are far more physically active and they've just genetically have a faster metabolism. So yeah, whenever somebody tells me that I should be eating more, I just really want to, again, tell them to fuck off, because I'm pretty old in terms of how many years I've been on this planet and how long I've lived in my body, and I know what works for me. So wow, I'm super defensive right about now. And I didn't know I was going to go this way in this video, so sorry about that. Yeah, anyway. So no complications from the surgery recently anyway. Only had those minor setbacks in terms of getting the world's worst bout of gastro that lasted for like 4 weeks. A very minor infection in one of my incisions, which is so minor. I wish I hadn't taken the antibiotics, because I'm pretty sure that's why I ended up getting gastro for 4 weeks, because I didn't have my natural gut flora there to fight the bad bacteria that appeared. I went through a very stressful period, and from what I've seen from other people talking about their mental health through this process, there's definitely a period, and it happened for me, post-op, where everything just turns to shit. And it's a combination, I think, of hormones that are stored up in your fat, that when the fat breaks down, it releases hormones into your system, and you have this like extra flush of hormones or something. Although I had my hormones tested and they came back totally fine. But it also is like, it is a huge life-changing surgery, and I thought that I was completely 100% prepared for it. Like, I didn't think that I would have this wobble, no pun intended, emotionally, but it really shook me up in terms of, what's important anymore, and how I feel about everything, from my relationship to my work to where I'm living to whether I have kids or not, to my friends, to blah blah blah. It's this one thing that affects so many other aspects of your life, and I don't think I completely was aware of that before I had the surgery. And this is making me think I really need to do that, what I wish I knew before I had the surgery video. I will do it anyway. So what is interesting though, 9 months post-op, is I've gone from taking 3 medications for my depression to only one medication for my depression, and the one that I do take, I take less of, if that makes any sense, which is good because I get to avoid a lot of the side effects from the medication that I was having, but also just from a budgeting perspective, like psych medications can be pretty expensive, so it's nice on the old wallet not having to take as much. But my point, I did have a point to all that, is I did seem to hit a stabilization point in moods a couple of months ago. So I seemed to go through this really strange, all over the place emotional roller coaster with stress and anxiety and all this sort of stuff. But it did stabilize. And like I said, I've now come off a lot of my medication and reduced it and stuff like that. So if it's happening to you, hang in there. Definitely seek professional help. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like a one case example, and I probably am just a one case example, but hang in there, because personally for me, things did get better, and in fact, they got a lot better. I'm actually a lot happier now than I was pre-op. So yes. Okay, So before I run out of time, I better do my skin flick. Lovely bra. Who wears a black bra with a white singlet? Me. Okay, so since I'm sitting here, let me do my arms. So my arms were always, oh, look at my tiny little muscle. My arms were always going to be one of my biggest problem areas because my arms were so big. And here's my little signature move, the fudubada. And when I turn side on, you can see just how empty that is starting to get. Whereas it used to be very much full, it's now just this. So I can tell I'm going to need to have surgery to remove all of that extra skin that's going to be left behind, and I'm fine with that. I kind of expected it. My boobs are in a very sad state. I'm trying to remember what my friend calls them, like two baseballs in tube socks. They're very pendulous, and the skin has just lost all of its integrity, and it's very crepey, and I'm not going to show you my boobs, but believe me, they're not great. Let me stand up and show you the rest of me. And again, already in my undies. Sorry if I show you bits that I shouldn't show you. Got to keep it family rated. So this is the situation I have going in my legs and midsection. So I'm probably not wearing the most world's flattering undies, but I wanted some that sort of sat below my tummy. But yeah, when I'm just standing here, I love that, how the legs sort of stick together. I won't do it now that I want it to. You know, everything's very wobbly, but I don't care because I think, especially in clothes, you can't tell, and the shape is okay in clothes. Like, it's not like I look really bulgy, but you know, I still have this extra saggy bit in here. And again, I don't really care. Tummy, I've kind of got like two main bits, like this extra portion. Come in a bit closer. This extra portion, it's my little shelf, and then this bit here, which is still got a considerable amount of fat in it. It's not all just loose skin, but when I push the skin together, you can see that that effect of what is going to be the excess skin, but when it's actually, it is probably getting to a point now where it's there all the time. I didn't quite notice that until just then. But I don't think that's too bad considering how much weight I've lost. Considering how much weight I've lost, and it doesn't hang down super low. Like it's got a bit of hangage, but it's not. Yeah, it's not full on. I'll show you the back. I'm in the, I've got like not too much left in the that area is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, just was wondering whether my neighbour could see me then. Anyway, so the arms, like I said, I kind of just knew that was going to be a thing. And I mean, yeah, I've got to that point where there's definitely starting to get loose skin, not just fatty skin, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that made any sense. I think my face is doing pretty well. I actually haven't looked at my profile for a while, so I've got no idea how my double chin was going. But considering it was, you know, all of this area had extra fat and I needed a CPAP machine, and now I don't, I'm pretty happy. I think I don't think that there's too much excess skin there yet. and that could be an age thing because I'm 36, so I'm not sure if I'm just lucky, but there's definitely still extra fat all over me. I'm still classed as obese for my BMI, so yeah, I'm not beating myself up over the fact that I still have a tummy and that I still have some fat around my face and my arms and my legs and blah, 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 blah. I kind of don't really care. I'm not far away from being able to fit into regular size clothing stores. I've fitted into a couple of size 16s in regular size clothing, and some others not. So yeah, I don't think I'm too far away from being able to suddenly have hundreds of stores that I can shop at, which probably isn't a good thing. It'll probably just become even more confusing in terms of looking for clothes and things like that. But I'd much rather have too many options than what we currently have when we're plus size, which is very few, especially here in Australia. Very few good options anyway. There are a lot of really bad plus size clothing out there, because apparently when you're plus size, you lose all sense of fashion and don't care at all about the material that you put on your body. You heard it here first. Anyway, so I've probably forgotten all sorts of things that I wanted to mention, but that's what I get for not making notes about what I wanted to talk about. I will definitely try to film my What I Wish I Knew pre-op that I know now. I've got no idea what sentence I was just trying to say. I'll try to film that video because I think I might know some things now that I didn't know then that may be helpful to other people. Who knows? Either way, I have been following everybody. It's not like I've disappeared off YouTube land or all forms of social media. I've just been following people as opposed to posting about myself. So I'm really, really happy to see all the progress and amazing journeys that everybody's been on. And I love that we get to do so much of this together. If you haven't had your surgery yet and you're still in research space, if you've got any questions, please do feel free to ask. And not just me, anybody in the community, everybody's so helpful. And yeah, I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you in my next video, whenever that may be.